Now watch this. The shepherd doesn't just prepare the table. He prepares the victory that exists at the table. When David faced Goliath, the battlefield wasn't empty. The enemy was standing there, jeering, loud and proud, and ready to kill the people of God. But what David knew and what Goliath of Gath didn't know was the Lord had already gone before him. At least his faith told him that. The Lord had already prepared the victory. But I'm sitting there watching the scene unfold with David and Goliath, and I'm like crying. I cried because he said, you come to me defying the armies of the living God. You come to me with a sword. I come to you in the name of the Lord. And that was the weapon that ultimately slayed the giant. David did not come in his own strength. He came with a sling, a stone, and a savior. He came with a good shepherd who had already prepared the table in the presence of his enemies. The battle belonged to the Lord well before David ever showed up. And get this, after the giant fell, David didn't just leave him there. Cut off his head with his own sword. You know what he did with Goliath's head? He took it back to Jerusalem. It's a silent prophecy that one day a greater king than David himself would face a greater enemy than Goliath himself. That greater king, Jesus, that greater enemy, death, on a hill outside of that same city, Jerusalem, a hill called Golgotha, the place of the Goliath of Gath. Golgotha. Where did David bury that skull? I think prophetically God knew he would bury it on a hill that would one day be identified as the place of the skull, on the very same hill where death would be defeated and the giant of sin and death would be crushed by another stone, the cornerstone, the living stone,